Hi there, welcome, Conscious Wellbeing. My name's Colleen. I'm glad you can join me, and we'll take time to just get seated, find some blocks if that's typically part of your practice. Otherwise, you're good. So let's come onto the mat. This practice is just a way for me to welcome spring coming out of the big kind of winter long months, and there's a kind of endurance that's required for that. We tend to typically hibernate and nest and do more or less quieter, more long-standing projects, and that's all really necessary. So our bodies are like the seasons, and they react and respond in the same way. So as we see the whole world kind of opening up with growth and just this abundance, this sense of pure aliveness, we also feel that vividness, that aliveness come more to the surface. So we let go of older things that need to be rebooted and restructured, reformatted, and that includes our ideas, what we think about, how we progress through our life, what becomes more prioritizing for us, what are those priorities, and how do we reset our lives according to those priorities. So everything is always in flux. Our bodies are a process. They are not an entity that is always self-standing and self-preserved. It is always changing despite what we think on the surface. So the more we harmonize with what goes around us, this constant change, the more satisfied as a person we are in our life, the more contentment we bring, the more peace we have. Remember, the imperfect is really the perfect. So perfection stands on its own merits, which is inclusive and not exclusive. So everything can be a part of that perfection for us. So let's begin in a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana, with the right leg crossed in front. Set yourself up on your sit bones. I like to think of the sit bones as these two bony feet. Just really press them down and ground them into your mat. So at the top, the spine becomes very tall. You start to feel lightness come in. We can close the eyes now and just let the shoulder blades relax down and away from our ears. Conscious breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Getting a little quiet, welcoming yourself into your mat, into your practice. Sharing it together. Breathing is one breath. Breathing here and together. Breathing is one heart. Here, there, and together. Let's draw the palms and place them right in the center eye of your heart, this abode of self, this place of prana. We find the source. And let's lift up together on our next inhale and share a note together, or we can say it quietly. Stay here for another breath in. Exhale, anchor that breath into the belly, the base of your navel, or 2 finger widths below your navel point. Stay there for a moment. And then we'll begin. So again, right leg crossed in front. We're going to take the right fingertips out to the side, the forearm down. Remember to really press down through the left sit bone. You don't want that to lift off the floor, so you want that base support. For the side bend, reaching over through the left fingertips, and really arc and flood your left side waist with your breath. Bringing in on an inhale, spreading and flaring the ribs open, staying there for the exhale. One more breath. Really smooth inhale. Let it come in and open those spaces, and exhale. See if you can surrender and soften a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, we'll transition to holding on to the outer right knee with the left hand. Pull it straight out, so lean back and away a little bit. Walk your right fingertips behind you, press down to raise up the spine. Inhale, keep the face soft, and exhale. Take this first gentle twist. And let's do another inhale for length. Another exhale for a little bit more of a turn. Really squeezing, wringing out the abdominal organs, all the tissue in the abdominal cavity. Really cleansing. And then keep a hold of that right knee. Reach the right arm up above and alongside your temple. And then look up. Bring a little bit of an axial extension into your upper back. Keep that as you exhale and lean towards the left. So there's three things happening here. There's not only a side bend, there's a little element of a twist and a little element of an extension to the spine order, aka a back bend. And really keep pressing your right leg away from you and down, so the whole length of your left arm is fully pulled out. And go ahead, lower your gaze to your left knee now and reach and hold with your right arm, so you crisscross your arms. Inhale and exhale and round your back. Spread your shoulder blades apart like a cat spine. Drop your chin and lean onto your tailbone. Let it scoop underneath you. Take another breath right behind the heart, right behind the breastbone. Breathe in. Exhale, firm and hug the navel into the spine. Good. Bring your weight forward, rock your fingertips around, and now squeeze the shoulder blades together on your back. This is the opposite position of the shoulder blades. Now open and lift the chest. Breathe in, and you can go ahead and add a reach of the hips up to flush out the front of the hips and the flexors. Breathing into the space and the connection of legs to trunk. And exhale and begin to lower. We'll just take a breath here, just to clean and clear before we go to the other side, breathing in through the nose. Part your lips, exhale, audible sound. Bring it into your hands. Just switch the cross of the legs, and you'll notice what is more or less the default side for you. And then we'll go ahead and walk your left fingertips over to the side and lean to that side. Reach the right arm up. And exhale and open up the right side waist. And flood the right side ribs with your breath. You're gonna keep anchoring through that right sit bone. Good. Gaze can drop wherever it feels good for your neck. Let's go ahead and lift up. And as you start to lift out of this, you're going to reach and hold to the outer left knee with your right hand. Walk your left fingertips behind you. Take an inhale for length. Exhale. The first little gentle twist. And then again, another inhale for length. Exhale, maybe slightly deeper twist. Floating the gaze over your left shoulder. That feels okay for your neck. And then keep a hold of that outer left leg. Push it down and away from you and pull out with your right arm. Lift your left arm alongside your temple. Look up so you bring a little bit of that back bend into the upper back. Your low back should feel really clear. We're not jamming into the low back for this. The back bend is really emphasized in the upper back. And then start to lean away. Good. keeping a little sense of a twist. So the right side of the chest and right side of the ribs are slightly turning to the left side. So lateral bend, a twist, and an extension. Good, it should feel good. And go ahead, drop your gaze to the right knee, hold the outer knee, crisscross your arms in the opposite direction. Exhale, pull the belly to spine, drop your chin. Scoop your tailbone underneath you. Stay here for another breath. Right between the shoulder blades, keep it nice and wide there. Into the back, sides of your lungs. Exhale, belly to spine. Really anchor there, and then come forward. Release the hands behind, take your inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together on your back. Go ahead and lift your hips if you like that. Drop your head back to any degree that feels comfortable. And begin to lower down. And just take a free inhale here. If there's any shifts, exhale, and audible sound out the nose. Really anchor the low belly. Pause. And we'll go into boat pose here. Lean back. You can hold and have the knees bent. Straighten them. What's most important here is to keep the upper chest really nice and clear so the breath is really fluid, not obstructed or not restricted in any way. And aim a lot of your focus in the belly. And really bracing your spine. And you can flow your arms if you like. Inhale. You got a nice soft smile to your lips. Allowing ease to sit along with the effort. You can both coexist. Inhale and exhale at the belly. Maybe straighten the legs. Squeeze out that breath, keeping it strong. Good, one more. Beautiful, and exhale. And we'll roll over the legs and come onto the belly. Take a nice stretch in Sphinx pose, lowering the arms to the ground, spreading the fingers wide, rolling side to side on the hips and extending back to the toes. Activate your fingertips to really pull the chest forward out of the legs, out of the hips. We use our hips and our lower belly for foundation here. Now just keep growing longer out through the crown of your head. Pull the eye of your heart forward, but lengthen your tailbone back to your toes. Stay here for another breath in. Really breathe the belly, open it up, stretch it out. And exhale and anchor a little bit. Good. Flood the belly back into the curve of your low back if you can. And then keep the elbows this wide apart. Just bring the hands together and we'll interlace the fingers. Really press down into the outer wrists and the forearms evenly. And start to curl the toes into the floor. We're just going to pick up on our knees a little bit. So start to lift the thighs, lift the pelvis, lift the belly and the ribs. Keep the face soft. Stay here. Exhale, really firm in through the navel. Good. Keep length in the back of the neck. And then maybe add a lift through the legs, completely lifting the legs off the floor. And keep the weight down into the outer wrists. So maybe the shoulders come forward a little bit. Good. Just being with the pose, being with the sensations that you feel without the thoughts about the sensations. Really try to distinguish that. It's kind of a little mind game you can play with yourself. Keep those quads really active. One more breath here. Exhale, anchor down into the pelvis again, point the toes back, release the arms. We'll take another inhale. Go for length. Good, stretch out that belly, exhale, and a slight lift. a slight tuck in the lower abdomen. And we'll lower down. And we'll press back to child's pose. Breathe into the back body. And bring the weight forward and lift the hips up. And switch them back to downward facing dog. Wiggle out the hips so to create a little bit of space in the hip capsule, side to side. Front to back, you can also pedal the heels if that feels better for you. If the backs of your legs are a little bit tight. And grab a tissue. We're saying whispering. There's always allergies. Okay, so settling back into the down dog. We're going to inhale and float it out into a plank pose. Push from the shoulders, even everything out. This could always be a knee down plank. You know how to do this. Keep long from the knees all the way up through the crown of the head. One long, beautiful line of tension. And you're still working almost as much as you are with the legs lifted completely up. Good. And then again, can you be with the pose, the sensations of the pose? Really be with just the sensations and not the thoughts about the sensations. Let's see. And then exhale, lift the hips. And hinge back into down dog. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, come forward. Bring the knees down if you need it. Working on strength. We have to build shoulder strength gradually. Don't try too much over-efforting. Over-efforting gives you zero. Return. Exhale, lift the hips. And come back. Release the base of the neck. Through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Look up to your hands, just step forward, take a walk up to the hands. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale for a fold. You can keep your knees as bent as you need to. Keeping the knees slightly bent and forward folds really allows there to be a little bit more ease, less strain in the low back, especially if you have a low back condition that you need to be aware of. Then push down into the feet. We'll rise up. And palms come together, sliding together and gathering at the heart. Take a moment just to reset, refresh. Restore your energy, restore yourself to your breath. Then committing to your breath. Let it be the base. Support. Yeah, let's just do a few Suryanamas just to bring a little bit of heat quickly into the body, lower down, halfway lift on your inhale. Stepping back, finding plank on your exhale, holding plank for a full breath in. Full breath out, really fill the back body with the front body. And then come forward, creep the shoulders forward. You can tap the knee down, keep coming forward, keep lengthening. Lowering the hips and squeeze it on up into a cobra. Come into an up dog if you like. Exhale, lengthen as you lower, press into the palms, especially the inner palms to lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Dog be a resting pose. Going to reestablish the feeling of balance through the body, not pouring weight down into the wrists, but try to bring a weight back into the heels. So we really distribute the weight evenly. So look forward, step, hop, or walk up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deeper fold. Rise up. We'll go right back down on our exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Go long with your gaze. And we'll take a step back into plank. Push from your shoulders, even it all out. Even if the knees are down, come forward. I always now bring my knees down first, instead of hauling it through my shoulders. And then maybe I'll come up into an up dog. I like to alleviate the shoulders as much as possible so I don't overdo it and bring injury into my body. Lift the hips and fold. Downward facing dog. In through the nose, you can haw it out. A little noise, splitting the lips. Whatever allows you to let go of tension. And then look forward, step, hop, or walk. Halfway lift, exhale, and fold, rise up. Your fingertips slightly come together. Exhale, we're gonna hollow out from the lower rib cage to the upper rim of your front pelvis. So kind of carving everything out, bringing the front body into the back body, really finding this concavity, establishing that for mid back, and then open it out. Cactus arms here, deep breath. Stretch it out, exhale, and take a fold, bring the hands behind, interlace the hands, open the shoulders here, drop the head. Rise up, we're gonna stand on the left leg. Bring the right knee in, interlock your hands in front of the knee, and then push your knee against your hands. Good, you're resisting with your arms here. So there's two different trajectories of force happening, and that's going to help you stabilize yourself on your left leg. And then hold that knee in place and let the arms go. Inhale. Exhale, arms sweep down and kick it out. Keep that hollow, that concavity that we just created from standing. And then draw the knee in and step it back. Solid landing on that back foot, angling out the right foot. Coming into warrior one legs, but having the front leg straight. Bring the hands to the hips. So we turn the hips and square them forward. Pulse at the heart. Begin, inhale, exhale, and release down into it. A firm press in that outer back foot. Inhale, open the arms wide, lift the eye of the heart upward. And exhale, fingers come together, palms face up, bow and offer. Open out, inhale to the side. Exhale, warrior two. Soften the shoulders down, back, keep the arms really crisp and active. Good, wide through the pelvis, wide through the chest. Reaching the energy, the circuitry out to the fingertips and beyond. Stay low to reach back. Good. And then come forward, turn forward, arms out wide. Step the back foot in a little bit. Straighten both legs and inhale here. And exhale, there could be a little micro bend in the front knee so you don't jam into the joint. Come halfway. And maybe all the way. Maybe with no hands, maybe you need to bring your hands down to stabilize. And pyramid pose. Coming up with a bent front knee. And then palms back at the heart. Finish straightening the front legs, step the back foot in. Inhale here. Reach up. Gather in, exhale. Really expel that breath out. Feel that concavity. Fill up your back waist with your breath. And then open it out, stretch it out. And bring the opposite inner legs behind you and fold over your legs. Let go completely of your head. And then come up. And we're going to hold the left knee now. Interlace your hands. Push the leg into your hands and pull back. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the heart up. Good. Really sturdy press of that right foot down. Really grow roots out of your right foot into the ground. Good. Firm the belly back. And then hold the leg in space. Exhale. Maybe you kick it out. Maybe you don't. Really hollow that belly out again. And not to lean back when you kick out. Then draw the knee in and step it back. Warrior one legs, but keep the front leg straight to begin. Draw the left hip forward, right hip back. The low belly lifting up. Palms at the heart. Let's begin on your inhale breath. Exhale, release the arms up. Sink into your right knee. Open the arms. Lift the center eye of your heart up. Good. Exhale. Offer and bow. Open out to the left side. Maybe readjust the feet if you need to. And stay down, get low. Stay low, reach back. Breathe in. And exhale. And turn forward. Step the back foot in a little bit. Squeeze up with the thighs, especially the inner thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, and start to fold forward. Maybe hinge halfway. Maybe that's all where you go. Maybe lowering down a little bit more, opening up a little bit more, targeting the back of that front hamstring. Empty out the breath. Coming up, bending into the front knee, and then palms to the heart as you straighten. And we'll step forward again. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, hollow it out. Open out wide. And take a fold forward. Folding out your exhale breath. Let's step back and we'll find a little vinyasa here just to clear everything out. Finding plank, remembering it could be a knee down plank. And then slowly lowering knees maybe first. And then coming up, maybe fully lifting into your up dog. Lifting the knees off the floor, pressing into the tops of the feet and the palms. Push the palms down to lift the chest up. Exhale, reverse that. Lift the hips up. And exhale, fold into your down dog. Look forward, step or hop your way forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, deeper fold as you breathe out. Fold out your breath. Push down, rise up. And exhale, hollow. Open and stretch. And bring the arms behind, interlace, and take a forward fold. Arms pull back to open the shoulders. Now release the arms, and again, right leg lifts. Good, push out into your hands. Inhale, and exhale, release. Hold the leg there, inhale. Exhale, take a twist. Good, inhale. Look forward, reach up. Exhale, hollow the belly, kick it out. And we'll step back. Big step back, straighten the front leg. Inhale here. And exhale, warrior one. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, offer and bow. Open out to the side, or warrior. Exhale, sink low. Get a little lower maybe. Reach back, inhale. And exhale, straighten the front leg. We're going right into Trikonasana now. Going longer with the left side waist, lifting it up and out of your left hip. And then lowering, barely touching the front shin. So we brace the spine mostly with the musculature of the abdomen, using all of the abdominals now to pressurize the trunk to hold it in space. We don't have to use the hold of that arm. Good, inhale. Squeeze the glutes underneath you. Good, and then inhale, float up. Exhale, we're going to do a little rock your twist here. So right arm reaches forward. We're lifting the left toes up, pressing down the left heel, and squeezing in that right glute to turn to the left. And then reverse to the right side of your mat. And exhale, bend deeply into your right knee. Go to the back of your mat with your side skandasana. Remember, this can be high. Those of you that have a little bit more freedom in your hips, you can go a little lower. Try to keep the right heel down though. Using the arms if you need to. And then push up, really strengthening that hip. And then turn out the right foot towards the back of your mat. And we'll sweep into an extended side angle. Use your block for this. Really reach into that beautiful extension from the back leg. Through the arm and up through the left fingertips. Setting the lines of this pose. Work that right glute underneath. And then work your gaze anywhere where it feels good for your neck. And just open up and mobilize that shoulder a little bit. Deep breath in. And reach towards the back of your mat. Go for a twist with back foot can be down for a simple lunge twist. Or you can go into a standing balance twist. Coming up, standing on the right foot now, lifting the left leg up. Reach the arms up. And exhale. Maybe pick it out for this one. Take this like that. We'll end with Meticulous or dancer pose. So we can hold to the outside or the inside of the foot. You can also just keep this as a simple front thigh opener. You want to go a little deeper. Press down into that right foot and leg. Start to kick forward with the chest as much as you kick back with the left foot. Woo. Even teachers get a little off balance. Makes you feel any better. Whoa. And slowly come out of it, man. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that evens out the playing field a little bit for everyone. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hollow it out. Take the arms behind, take your opposite interlace, if you can remember that. And let's go ahead and come down. Forward fold here. And completely let go of your neck. Good. Use your fists to help pull you up. Take the left leg up. Then work back around the mat. Push against the hold of your hands. Solidify your standing leg and glutes. And we'll simply go into a twist to the left. And then we'll take a nice step back. Then land into that left heel. Really ground it. Straighten the front leg. We'll begin. Pause at the heart. Inhale. So really lift and squeeze the quads up towards the hips. Keeping the legs really engaged, and then exhale. Keep it into it. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, bow and offer. Open out. Readjust if you need to. Warrior two. Getting lower, getting wider. Deepening into it. Inhale, reach back. Stay low. Straighten the front leg. Trikonasana now. Really find some length on that whole right side waist. Up and out of your right hip. And then not anchoring, not jamming down into the right arm, but keeping the lift happening from the core. Keep the core super active. We're bracing the spine on all four sides. Through all of the musculature. Good. And then inhale, coming up. Adjusting the back foot is necessary to bring the left hip forward, and we'll just swing the left arm forward, right fingertips to the back. Coming up on your right heel, rock twist, I call this. Squeezing that left glute. A little bit more stability. Good, and then coming around to the left side of your mat. Opposite knee now, brings you down into that side squat. Getting as low as your hips allow. Going towards the limit of your stretch, but not overdoing that. Yeah, really push the floor away, really strengthening that left hip as you come up. Aim the left hips forward. We'll go right into that extended side angle. Good, really reach into that diagonal line, and then we'll just open up through that shoulder. Good. And then reaching down for the floor and the lunge twist, or coming into that half moon twist. Coming up to balance on your left leg now. Taking the arms up, turning to the right, kick out if you can, and then draw the knee in. And again, either simple thigh stretch, right, or switching the grip of the hand to the inside, kicking the foot really strongly back into the hold of your hand, kicking through the back of the heart. So again, using these opposing energy lines to find stability and balance, really a true harmony. I don't know what's with my balance today, but hey, we all go there. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. So let's go down into a chair pose. Rising the arms, sinking the hips down and back. Zipping up that low belly. Keeping the entire low back spine nicely supported from the front. Inhale, reach the energy of the heart up to the fingertips, and exhale, sink down and lower. Good. We're going to sweep the arms side to side. Do a simple T. Come forward and to the left. Come forward, right. Come forward, reach, and twist left. Come forward and go right. Good. Watch that left knee, pull that left hip back, sink it low, and then stand up. Stay in your twist, bring the hands above you. Exhale, draw the palms down. Nice and wide through the elbows. Keep turning the hips to the left, even as you turn the rib cage to the right. Inhale here, exhale, sink down. We're going to stay in chair twist. We're not going to anchor the arm against the legs. We're going to free up the arms and keep all of the work centered at the core. Keep drawing that left hip back. Keep aiming above the navel towards the right, and below the navel, stay stable, facing front. Even bring a little bit of a twist to the left. Stay here and take a couple more breaths. This is a lot more work, right? And one more breath. Beautiful, and come up. It's a lot of work for the quads too. Reach up. Good, and exhale, and we'll just sweep to the left, and forward, and right, and forward, and left, forward, right, forward and stay left. Same down, turn that left hip forward, turn the right ribs left, and then stay with that. Straighten the legs, come up, palms together, exhale, find your prayer, sink down. Good. Keep drawing that right hip back. Keep the knees in line. Good. Keep all the work centered here. Separate the work that's required from the work that's not required. It's a really good mantra to keep in mind. We overwork so many other parts of the body, especially the eyes, the jaw, all these unnecessary parts. One more exhale. Really bring it in. And then stand up. Inhale here. Good. And exhale. And let's take it all the way down. Good. Widen out the feet a little bit. Good. And just wiggle around the hips. Make a little bit of space. And then bring the feet together. Come up on the toes. Let the sit bones kind of sink right into the heels. And then come up, lift up, and lower the heels down. And bring yourself closer to your legs. Really just flush out the whole back line of the body. Open up the backs of those legs. Big breath here. Now let's sink it down. Try to land a little bit gracefully. We'll come back to boat pose. Good. Again, any variation of this is just great. Just as long as you stay really kind of open through the chest. I'm going to do a little bit of a different variation here for you. I'm happy for you to join me. Again, I'm drawing the shoulders back to lift the chest forward towards my toes. Maybe you can roll back, keeping the hold, and lift back up. Big breath in. Exhale, stay lifted through the chest. You squeeze those outer glutes. Beautiful. And then slowly come down across the legs. We'll come back down onto the forearms, stretching it out. Now really root and ground those hips down. Use the fingertips to grip and pull the heart forward. Lift those kneecaps so you keep a really firm base in your legs, tops of feet. Really grounding down to lift out. Good. Lift the space right below the belly button. Yeah, this is going to fill the low back with breath so you feel lighter. And then again, we'll do what we did before. You can take the opposite cross out of the fingers, keeping the elbows under the shoulders, maybe even a little bit, shoot it in. And we're going to lift back up into that forearm plank. Again, you could go on your knees here. Same idea. And then from forearm plank, we're going to start to lift the hips into the forearm down dog. Again, release the brain towards the floor. Just release any heaviness or weight. Good. Then press into those outer wrists. There goes Teddy barking. He barks at anything that moves. Good. Keep lifting up through the sit bones. Do the tailbone, walk the toes in a little bit more. A little bit more. Keep pushing the floor away from you with your forearms. This is really strengthening. And then maybe lower the head down. Back of the skull right into your thumb knuckles. And keep walking in. So we'll do a little bit of an entrance into a Shirsasana headstand. So you push down into the floor, draw the right knee in, really create a nice tuck. As you push your arms down, you tuck in even more and pull the navel in. And you might be able to float the legs, at least in this tuck off the floor. So we're lifting out of gravity. It requires a lot of core strength and stability to hold. And then to drop out of gravity with a little slowness to come back to the earth. Take a moment, hold the tops of your knees. We'll take a breath in through the nose, quiet face. Exhale, we'll spill it out into lion's breath. So energize your fingertips, open your eyes really wide. Stick your tongue wing out and stare down at the tip of your nose. Belly back into the spine. This really creates that feeling of Uddiyana Bandha. And again, inhale, soften a bit. Exhale, pour it out. Don't be concerned with how you look. We all look silly. Inhale. Not only does it create a little bit of a support like Uddiyana Bandha, but it also is really a clearing way for you to open up the whole digestive tube, which starts at the tip of the tongue, ends at the anus. Think of all of that tract. Okay, so let's come into Virasana. So you can sit between the legs. If this is not for you, you can sit on blocks or pillows, lift yourself up into any height. What we're really doing here is opening up the fronts of the thighs, which we have been doing in practice, especially with dancer pose. So we can come down on the forearms. You can do this with one leg at a time if it's easier for you. It's more appropriate for your body. It feels better. I'm going to demonstrate it with two. So you can just start here, just breathe a little bit more pliancy into the tops of your thighs. Maybe bringing the whole spine and head down to the floor. Arms back. So it's a back bend here as well. Good. Really open and let the breath reach the pelvis. Even the point of the pubic bone. Just really flood that whole area with breath. Pushing out the fluid of the limbs. And then we'll start to come out of this pose. And you can go right up into camel pose if you like. Tuck the toes in. You can use two blocks if that's more a camel that you're familiar with. Otherwise, you can just come right up in it. And if you're not, you can start just on your knees and maybe bring your arms back. They don't even have to interlock here. And just, again, just lift up. So create length, lengthening the entire spine out and away from your hips and legs. And open up the eye of your heart towards the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes, squeezing your back body to open the front body. So staying in any version of this. Try to stay for at least 3 more breaths. So we really shift out of this feeling of maybe struggle or maybe sense of being overly stimulated, which sometimes we interpret as struggle. But think about that. Think how you can shift from that feeling of kind of working against something or over-efforting into something and just kind of easing into it and shifting to the other side. Let it feel good. Let it be nourishing and nurturing for your spine. Really healthy for the discs. We're bringing all that circulation into the spine, the spinal cord, the nerves, the central nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cord. And then come out of it by floating into your breath, or you can lean to one side to come out. Yeah, we're just going to sit back onto our heels and close the eyes. Take a moment here just to adjust into a slower pattern, more even pattern of breathing. Feel for your heartbeat, connecting deeper with yourself. Slow everything down. Just shifting from that kind of fight or flight sympathetic reflex, which we are kind of chronically activated within, to the other side, the parasympathetic reflex, where it's all about rest and relaxation, rest and digest. Good, and then we'll come into one of my favorite twists, Ravijrasana. I'll turn and face you. One leg will be in our half vira, and the opposite leg can be in half lotus, Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. And then if you have Padmasana and it's not a big deal for you, that's fine. If you've never done it before, don't try it here. You don't want to torque your knee and bring too much rotation in the knee. It can really hurt knees. So make sure that you do it under the guidance of a teacher in person. Okay, and if that's not your thing, you'll just bring your foot inside your leg, keep that half vira, or if that's not working, you can stretch that leg out. So I'm just going to demonstrate it as is the classical version. So wherever we are all going to turn towards that right knee and kind of reach for that right foot by kind of coming forward into a forward bend, and then get an easier grasp of it and then pull back up. You can hold to the outer knee, or you can just turn your fingers underneath and clamp down with the knee. So keep those fingers in place. And then turn nice and easy into this twist. Guiding your gaze over your right shoulder. Looking at the left side of your neck. And then eventually, full pose is really turning the upper spine, or the cervical spine, the neck, towards the opposite shoulder. And even lowering the ear towards the shoulder and opening up the right side curve. It feels awesome. The stretch not only takes it across the shoulder and collarbone, up that side of the neck, but also into the jawline, and even a little bit up into the cheek. And then release that. And whatever position you're at, even if your leg is stretched out, you're just going to bring your hands back and just take a counter pose. Lifting the hips up. Lowering down, and we're just going to switch sides. So again, you can just be in Jana Shoshasana, and the counter pose would just be a lift that looks like this. But I'll show the full pose with the half Virasana leg and the half Padmasana leg on top. Okay, and then if you have this version, really try to narrow the legs as much as possible. Bring the most benefit into this pose. And then start to turn, and then just fold forward to reach the left arm behind to grab a hold of your foot. And then you can pull back. Bring the right fingertips and clamp down with your left knee and pull out and back. Turn your head easily to the left side, and you'll maybe notice that there's a big difference side to side with the neck. Sometimes I'm really stiff on one side, and it usually is because of the way I've been sleeping that night. Stay with the twist in the chest and below, and then above the chest, we turn. And we turn away from the shoulders. Now we turn the shoulders. So we turn our gaze over the right shoulder now. The full pose. Maybe dropping the ear towards that left shoulder. Breathing into the left side of your neck. Feeling that stretch even in the jawline. That feels really good. Taking the gaze to the outer corner of your right eye. And then just release the hands. You'll take just a the counter pose exactly as I just demonstrated. And then lower down. Beautiful. So we'll stay either in just an easy cross-legged position and end with a simple breath practice, and then you can take it into Shavasana for as long as you would like. So just adjust yourself a little bit on your seat. And we're going to take a 3-part breath. It's going to be a little bit of a different 3-part breath. We're going to divide the inhale into 3. A beginning part of the inhale, and then a pause, and then a finish of the inhale all the way to the top. And then we start the exhale. We take a pause, and we finish the exhale at the belly, completely wringing the breath out. So we'll start without arms, and then we'll add arms to this. Just take a free inhale and a free exhale. Begin and clear. And then an inhale at the chest. Drop your gaze towards your chest. And just imagine that diaphragm muscle, that muscle of respiration, just relaxing and releasing. Keeping everything up here soft. And then add the rest of your inhale. And turn your gaze upward. And then exhale at the low belly. And then stop, take a pause, lower your gaze back down to the chest. That is just simply softness and relaxation. And then finish off your exhale at the belly. Pull every last strand of that breath out. And then just take a free inhale and exhale. So with this, we want to keep this area of the body soft, because a lot of the accessory muscles start to be overused, and that creates a lot of anxiety, and it flips the switch right back into the sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight reaction. And you know people that actually breathe like this. They breathe with their shoulders, they breathe with their neck muscles, and their diaphragm is always in action, and it's never really down. The breath never really flows down into the belly to create this sense of stability, support, and groundedness. So these people lack ground in their life, and you can see it in their eyes. A lot of them, the eyes like bulge out because it's just all of this overactivity. So we want to really keep all of this clear and really focus the breath where it needs to be. Always coming back to the feeling of softness here, feeling of lightness, and release. Even as we actively use the belly. So we'll add the arms now. Let's stay here for an inhale. We'll start that inhale and just feel the lift through the spine. Take your pause, gazes down at the center of your chest. And then finish off your inhale, raising the arms up and raising the gaze up. Stay here and then start your exhale at the low belly. Take your pause. Halfway through, lower your gaze towards your diaphragm, and then finish off that full exhalation. Lowering your arms down, and free inhale, free exhale. Then we'll do it again. So inhale, just lifting through the spine, sensing the inhale through the chest. And then soften everything above. And then finish off that inhale by rising the arms and rising the gaze. Start your exhale at the belly. Soften, take your pause, lower your gaze towards your diaphragm, and again, finish off your exhale, lowering the arms down. Free inhale through the nose. And exhale. One more time, inhale, lengthen up. Take your pause. Finish your inhale, rise your arms, rise your gaze. Start your exhale at the low belly, anchor there. And then pause it. And just switch your gaze towards your diaphragm, just reminding yourself to soften and finish off your exhale, lowering the arms down. Really squeeze the breath out, bring it out. Take a free inhale. And exhale. And I invite you now to go into Shavasana. Use any props that you have around, or if you have furniture around, you can lift your legs up and have a little bit of a restorative Viparita Karani that's really nice to alleviate and to reverse the circulation in the body, and it helps really to support the heart muscle and enhances the entire circulatory system. So otherwise, just really let go, really surrendering is the name of the Shavasana game, learning how to surrender. They say that spirituality is really just finding your way to surrender. It's really the name of the spirituality game. So just feeling that every part of you can release into this pose and feeling the support of the ground underneath you and everything around you is not separate from you. The air around you, the support of the ground underneath you, that it's really inside of you as well. Feeling completely at ease, completely at one, completely whole, completely integrated. I thank you so much. Join me again, and happy spring. Namaste.